morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. For me, it is, what time are we on? It's 9:30 in the morning. It is Saturday, the 17th of June. And my name is Samantha. This is episode 13 of the Khaos Kismet podcast. And it's hot. So, yes, so I'm a little bit late recording. I had every intention of recording yesterday. I did my stitchy library on Thursday. On Thursday I said I will be back tomorrow with my podcast, and I woke up yesterday and my face was just leaking constantly, so I thought probably best not record because nobody needs to see that. So you can hear I'm still a bit bunged up. I'm still a bit like, I'm a bit nasally, but it's better than yesterday. And I'm really sorry if you can hear that. The dog's got her bone. I'm hoping it's not picking up on here. I did try and take it off her, but then she started being annoying. So she has her bone. I'm sorry. Yeah, so today's going to be short because I don't feel great still. And speaking is hard work. But I don't actually have that much to show anyway. I've got one finish. I've got a few whips. I've got crochet, I've got knitting, I've got a little bit of sewing, a little bit of cross stitch, and the start of an embroidery. And I think that's it. I think that's quite enough though. I think that's enough crafts for the week. I do have two things here that I assisted in making that I did actually want to take pictures of, and I completely forgot. It's the things that my kids made for Father's Day, because it's Father's Day tomorrow. My 8-year-old made a cushion for his dad. He made a patchwork cushion which had Baby Yoda fabric, and all I did was cut the fabric for him. So he's got a little like 9-patch cushion with a pocket on the back to put a big bar of chocolate in, because his dad likes chocolate. And my 11-year-old made him an embroidery hoop with you know, like the takeaway coffee cups, one of them, but he did it in all bright rainbow colours. So all I did for that literally was get the program up on, I used Canva to design it. So I got the program up, he came up with the concept, I printed it off for him, and he did everything else. He did the transferring, he did the embroidery, he painted it. Yeah, so I wish I had taken pictures of them. The plan was yesterday to take pictures and maybe take a little video to insert, and I didn't. So yeah, we didn't have a lot of time yesterday, unfortunately. And they're at the dad's today, so yeah. So that's two things that I don't have to show you, but I assisted in making this week. It took up some of my crafting time. The rest of the stuff, I've got my one finish, which I will start with. It's a crochet finish. This is the thing that I did my stitcher library for, and it is this hat. This is the shell stitch hat by Kim Guzman. And I say this is what I did my stitcher library on, so I won't talk about it too much here. I made this using, it's a DK weight, and it's me trying to work through my stash of single skeins that I got from my yarn club a few years ago from Yorkshire Dale Yarns. They don't die anymore, and so I have a lot of single skeins of theirs. And so I'm just rewinding this a little bit. This is what I have left, and that's about, I think that's 26, it's either 24 or 26 grams. So yeah, nice easy pattern. This one's for me. I haven't blocked it yet. So it's just a nice easy 2-row repeat. I really like the colours in this. This is not the sort of colours I would normally wear. I would normally never pick up yellow. Like, not that I dislike yellow, but I tend to not wear it because I'm quite pale, and when you're quite pale, yellow's not a great colour. So I normally wouldn't have picked this up, but it's got all these like bright pinks and blacks and things in it. So I think that might be enough to not be terrible. Maybe. I don't know. I'll try it. When it gets to winter time, we're in the middle of a heat wave. I'm not going to be wearing a woolly hat. So when it gets to winter time, either I will wear it or I will gift it. We shall see. Because I don't know what colour my hair is going to be by the time it gets to winter time as well. I got my hair cut again this week. So it's all like shaved up the hair again. I'm still in the debating whether to dye it or not train. As you can see, I haven't dyed it yet. The ongoing saga of my hair. The problem is, when I have my hair shaved like this, I dye my own hair, normally. And when I have all my hair, I can dye it, that's fine. When I have it shaved up here, because I obviously don't want to get dye all over my skin and I can't see the back of my head, I have to get somebody else to do like this section here. And yeah, I've just not had the time with somebody else at the same time to be able to get it done. So that's one of the reasons why it's not been done yet. Because we keep making plans to do it and then it keeps... I don't know, I know I've said this loads of times, I don't know where the time is going. I don't know where the year's going, I don't know where the weeks are going. Time is just flying at the minute. Oh dear. Right, anyway. So that's it, that's my one and only finish for the week. So, yeah. It's a little disappointing because I wanted to have more things finished. I'll do my sewing quickly. I now have 40 of these blocks. All these different, they're all different patterns. Because they are all Japanese inspired prints, but these are all like, they come as the strips, and then I just sewed 4 strips together to make the block. They're not perfectly square. So the plan is, because we've got 40 of them, I'm going to do a 5x8, but have the 5 on the sides like that, which is like the longest way. And I'm just going to have these with sashing with this navy. Now for this, I just decided to buy a super king size sheet. Well, I didn't buy it, my partner bought it for me. Super king size sheet, navy blue cotton, and I'm going to do like Sashiko inspired, because it's Japanese prints, I'm going to do Sashiko inspired hand quilting on it. I'm probably not going to go nuts on it, depending on what size the big quilt ends up being, because I would like to use it sometime soon. The plan is to have it on the sofa, because as much as I appreciate the fact that I got the sofa for free, I hate it. It's not a pretty sofa at all, so I like to have it covered up. So that's what that is going to be for. So yeah, the super king size sheet should give me enough to do the sashing in between. So sashing is just if you don't quilt. So it would have like the blocks like this, and then a strip in between, and then like this with a strip in between, and then a strip going on the outside. And you basically do that by, you get just like one big load, you'll put these in between here, and then you sew it to this one, then sew it to this one, then you get another one on the bottom, then another block, and then once you've got the length of your strip, you just sew each strip together. Does that make sense? So I'll do that, and then I'll put the backing on it, and I've got a quilting hoop, big massive quilting hoop, and I'll just do a bit of hand quilting on it, because that'll be a nice relaxing thing to do while I'm sitting here. It should be okay to go on my Lowry stand as well, so quilt hoops can be a little unwieldy depending on the size of the quilt. The quilt shouldn't be massive, it should be a good size for on the sofa, but it shouldn't be that unwieldy that I'm drowning under it while I'm trying to quilt it. So yeah, that should be good. Other sewing related things, I have prepped, can you see this? This is going to be an embroidery. So if you can, it's squirrels, just in case you can't make it out. It's a bit hard to make out now. Oh. So I've painted the background in some browns, and what I'm going to do is, if you can see all the lines, I'm going to embroider over the lines to give it a bit of dimension. And then I think I'm going to fully embroider the squirrels and just have the background as the painted. And I've just done this with some like really watered down acrylic paints. It's just playing around, just having some fun with it. But yeah, I really like it so far. And I like squirrels. They're cute. It's from, oh, which book was it from now? It's from the Woodland book that I showed before that I got the, excuse me, that I got the foxes from. I'll link it down below if I remember. Again, I know I say I'll link things down below. If I say I'm going to link something, or even if I don't say I'm going to link something, if I talk about something and I don't link it, just let me know. Send me a message, either leave me a comment down below, or you contact me somewhere else if you have questions about anything that I'm talking about, because I do sometimes forget things. I quite often forget things. My brain is just a whirlwind of weird. So yeah, I'm going to get started on the embroidery for that. I started a new cross stitch. It's another one of these kits, but I've got them, so I'm going to stitch them. This is one that I had got for my child. I have no idea about the original art for this one. Let's look at the cover. I don't know who did the original art for this one, but this is Totoro. It's a Joy Sunday kit, which I don't know, I got it off eBay or something. That's how much I've done so far. Now, I know a lot of people who aren't actually cross stitchers are starting to get into cross stitch. I've seen a lot of people on different podcasts that they've seen cross stitch and they're giving it a go, which is amazing. I will say, when you get these kits, you don't necessarily have to go, like not just these kits, any cross stitch you're doing. When you get the kit, it'll say to you how many strands of thread to use on the fabric, right? Now this is 18 count Aida, and so that's the equivalent of 36 count even weave or 36 count linen. It says on here to use 2 strands of thread. So I started off, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I know that I don't like 2 strands on 36 count. But me not thinking. So I've carried on, I've done the 2 strands. It was looking bulky, it was looking untidy, and I was not happy. So I had done about the same amount. I ripped it all back out. And then I've done it 1/1. And I'm much happy with my stitches. I like the coverage on it. The coverage is good. But my stitches are so much neater, and I'm just using the 1 thread now. See? My needle minder I got from Lakeside Needle Crafts. She's got her own website. Again, I'll link down below. Really good. That's where I get most of my stuff from for cross stitch, like threads and fabrics and things. She's got a good range. She ships out quickly. She has thread clubs. She has fabric clubs. Small business, but she's like a very reliable small business, so I would recommend. I didn't get the kit from her. I said I got the kit ages ago off like eBay or something, probably, or Amazon, or I don't know. But yeah, I've got this, and it's Totoro. This is, I'm going to be going up in the children's room, and my 11-year-old really likes anime, so he saw this and he's like, oh, can I have that one? Can I have that in my room, please? So, yeah. It's Totoro wearing some kind of, I don't know, skinned Pikachu thing. I don't know what that is. But, yeah. It'll be nice and easy. Colour blocks. Just nice chill stitch. So, yeah, that's my current cross-stitching project. I do switch between them quite a lot because although it's the same, like, technically all you're doing is putting cross stitches, like crosses, on the fabric. So technically it shouldn't matter what project you're working on. But it does matter what project you're working on. And sometimes you just want to put crosses on a different stitch. So I've put the owls away for now. And I am working on my tutorial. I am also getting quite into like embroidery again, so I'm hopefully going to get a bit more of that done. And I think that's it for the stitchy things. So for crochet things, I've got my ruffle blanket. Where is, there we go. Pull out the pup. That's where I was last week. And so I have done all of this. It's getting to a decent size. This is still only just over halfway through the second ball. Like, I don't know what the yardage is on this yarn, but it's DK weight. And the yardage on it is ridiculous. That up to here, that was one ball. So I've got 5 balls of it. I should get a decent sized blanket. I really like how the colours are coming out in it. The pattern is a free pattern that I got off Ravelry. It's just called the Easy Ripple Blanket. Can't remember who by. But I'll link that. It is, like I say, a free pattern. And it's just, again, me working through my library. I've switched hooks. I've started using this one. It's still a 4mm, obviously, but this is my Wallace and Gromit hook. These hooks, you know, I got these free in a magazine years ago. There's a 4mm and a 5mm Wallace and Gromit ones, and they're so good. Like, I've used them loads. The stuff hasn't come off them. I don't know, can you see the, ooh, can you see the pattern on them? Ooh. These ones have got Gromit on them, and the 5mm are blue and they've got Wallace on them. But these are like some of my favourite hooks, and they're just ones I got free in a magazine. They're really good. So I've switched to using that because the wooden one I am using for my other whip, which is, let's see, I've just started it because, you know, we're in the middle of a heat wave, and so one blanket was not enough. I've started making a star blanket as well because my partner doesn't know anything about yarn crafts at all. He's not like a crafty person. But when he was here at the weekend, he was like, I got you stuff off Amazon. And he was really excited about it. So he'd got me some of this, which, as it turns out, if you're in the UK, Tesco's has started selling this. And it's the only place I had ever seen it was in Tesco's. And my Tesco's only has it in black and it's like an oatmeal-y kind of colour. Like an oatmeal-y beige colour. So I bought some of the black and the oatmeal-y beige. And I haven't used it yet. But he saw this in this like dark purple. That's the shade number for it. And so it's got bits of fluff on it. It's sitting in my bag with all like other balls of yarn. So yeah, he's got this. This has no yardage on it, which is just crazy to me. It's yeah, it's got no yardage on it at all. Doesn't tell you where it was made. It's a UK company in Lincolnshire, but it doesn't, I assume that's where it's made. But there's no yardage. It's DK weight. I'm going to make this in purple and black stripes. I've got 3 balls of the purple, I've got 2 balls of the black. And we're just going to see how far I can get with that. That one is also a free pattern off Ravelry. That one is from Yarn Inspirations, I do believe. But again, I will link it down below. That's one that I have made before. Super, super easy pattern. Same with the ripple blanket. Once you've made that like centre part and the pattern is set, they're both very, very easy blankets to make. They're great for colour blocking, they're great for variegated yarns, they're great for solid colours. They're just nice blankets, because if you use a solid colour, then the pattern shows up more. If you use variegated, it's a nice way to show off all the different colours in it without it like going weird. You don't turn on these at all, so you always have like the front side facing you. And I'm not sure, I don't think it shows up too much. Where's the start of the round? Yeah, there's like some bits where it steps up, but I don't think overall it's going to be that noticeable. But that's something I have noticed is happening. But no, I still like it. It's still very pretty. And of course you can always colour control it as well, and just do however many rows in whatever colour you want, and then at the start of the next row just change the colour. What else do we have for crochet? Is that out? I should consult my notebook. I think that's everything I've got for crochet though. See, squirrels I've done, star blanket I've done, tutorial I've done, shell hat, Father's Day stuff, the ripple blanket. Oh, router socks that I made in, they don't fit in, so I've got a new pair of socks. That's on me. Apparently I didn't measure properly or something. I don't know. The weird thing is they fit. This is like the blue DK socks from last week. They fit on the cardboard shape thing that I did. What's it called? Like the foot template that I'd made for him, which I've used for other socks for him, and it's been fine. But for some reason, I used the foot template on these DK socks, and it fit the template, but it didn't fit his feet. So the heel was not where the heel should be. So I have new socks. And socks are, yeah, socks are my last whip. So last week I had said that I wanted to get past the barf in these. Ooh. The ball's starting to get a little empty. So I didn't put a marker on it, but I think I was probably around about here. Maybe. They're just little shorties. And I need to get my sock blockers out. Sorry. But this is the pattern that this knits up to. I do 60 rounds on a 2.5mm needle. I'm doing these magic loop. Just plain vanilla. I do 10 rows of ribbon because I don't enjoy doing ribbon. So I do the minimum amount I can. And then these ones have randomly got a 4-inch leg on them for whatever reason. I decided I was going to have a 4-inch leg. I don't know. Did a fish lips kiss heel. And then just a wedgie toe. I also made these ones top down. I have no idea why. I do not enjoy making top down socks. I always do them toe up. These ones, oh, do you know why it is? Actually, it's because I was going to knit the top and then just knit the entire skein and then do afterthought everything's on them. And then I decided not to for some reason. So I have these. Yeah, so I finished that sock. Because by the time I got through the barf and got it all unknotted again, I was almost finished it, so I just carried on, finished this one. I did immediately cast the other one on. These are Knit Pro Novas, and I love these needles. They're so nice. Like the join on them. The join on them is really nice and smooth. The wire's got a bit of memory, but I only use a short wire. I know some people like to use the big massive long ones, and I don't, because it just annoys me, it gets in the way. But yeah, I'm most of the way through the leg on these already. I haven't been out and about this week, so yeah, this is the yarn that I'm using. Ooh. The Truly Will Rich by Signet, and these are the colours. Ooh. Yeah, and it's knitted up really nicely. I've never used this before, so I don't know how it wears. I shall report back once I've finished them and worn them a bit. So yeah, it's in my little Star Wars bag. And that is it. That is all of my whips, my one finish. And yeah, I actually bought some stuff this week, and I know I don't usually show you stuff that I've bought, but I just wanted to know if anybody's worked with this stuff. Alright, I'll show you this first. This is my new hook that I got. I've never used a resin hook before. So, ooh, look at this. 5mm hook. This is what I used to make my hat with. I got this on Amazon. It's an Omni hook. It's the same ones as I use. Like normally I use these ones, the ebony ones. But they are apparently running very low in stock on the ebony ones. So I thought I'll try a resin one, because I've never used a resin hook before. It's not bad. It's quite nice. It's very, very light. Super light to use. But it feels nice. Like when you're using it, there's no rough bits on it. It's not squeaky. That's something I'm worried about with resin hooks, is whether or not it would be squeaky. Especially because I use acrylic yarn for things like blankets and like big projects, where if it was squeaky, it would annoy me so bad. But no, it was alright. It was good. So, sorry, there's a little bit of rustling here. So, Lovecraft's had a sale on. I've been taking these out before, I'm sorry. Okay, rustling done. Lovecraft's had a sale on, and I've seen this yarn before, and all I essentially looked at was the fact it's sock yarn, and I love the colours for it, and I love the name for it, which is random. It's Viking of Norway, Nordleys. So because it had Vikings in it, I bought it because it was on sale. It was like £5 something a bottle. But the colours on this is that one. There's that one. That one. And these are all 100g balls. That one. That one. And one more. That one. I really like that sort of petrol blue colour in there. So, I've got these. I say I've never used the yarn before. I've never bought the yarn before. So it was on sale, and I thought, oh, I'll get that, because I need some new sock yarn, and this is on sale. It's one that I've seen before, and the colours in it are amazing. They're just like super rich, vibrant colours. I mean, the camera's not really picking up just how off, like that blue there is just crazy. Like super rich, vibrant colours on these. Now, I have never used sock wool like this before. this is a roving. Now, if you've never used a roving yarn before, that means, you know, normally you get yarn and it's like this, and it's plied, like twisted together, so you can, like, if you untwist it, you know, there's like different strands. Well, roving is not like that. Like, it's literally like one strand, which is just being like loosely twisted together. So I know it says that it's sock wool. I've tried looking up online for reviews for things, and some people are like, oh yeah, it's really nice, it knits up really well. And then some people are like, it's terrible, it breaks constantly, don't use it. So I haven't actually started knitting with it yet, because I want to get the other socks off the needles first. But has anybody ever used this? Like, what are your experiences with... These are 100-gram balls, so I'll be able to get a pair of socks out of each of these with the bit left over. But I also don't want to start making socks with them if they're going to end up just being rubbish and falling apart. I don't want to have to, because it's superwash as well, so I don't know how well go together if it does break. But I don't think I want to have the experience of, you know, like, if I'm knitting, it's for enjoyment, and I don't want it to be a frustrating experience if the yarn's going to break, or if I knit up the socks and then they end up being like not very well, like not very hard wearing. So I don't know. So yeah, if anybody's used this yarn or anything similar for socks, and it's soft, it's squishy, it's not like merino soft, but it's certainly not rough. It's definitely soft. I'll be able to wear it next to my skin. Like, I would be able to wear it on my neck, I think. But then I'm not overly sensitive, so I don't know. Yeah. Any comments, advice, anything? The colours are amazing though. They're like, oh, look at the colours in that one. If it's not going to be hard wearing enough for socks, I'll probably make hats out of it. Because the colours are really nice. It doesn't have anything on it that shows you, you know, sometimes they have like a swatch on the side that shows you how to be knitting up. They don't have that. But with those colours, how can they knit up badly? You know, the colours are beautiful. Right, so I think that's me for all... Yeah, that's all the yarny stuff. A little bit of life update stuff, what have we been up to. It's been quite a mentally stressful week this week. I've had interviews and things. Apparently I'm not fit for work. Because my mental and physical health are not good enough for me to work. So yeah, we've been going through that this week, trying to work out the levels of things, interviews and doctor's notes and lots and lots of just like brain stuff. So I've been doing that. I've had to renew the lease on the house because that was up. What else? I think that's all the adult and stuff I've been doing this week. Has been quite stressful. So I also I went on a little bit of a binge thing, and I think I've probably mentioned before, I like gaming. And Diablo 4 has just come out, and I'm not buying Diablo 4 because it is ridiculously expensive. It's probably on par with like other games of its type, but for me right now it's a very expensive game. I would love to play it, can't afford to play it right now. So instead, my small person who loves Diablo, he loves playing Diablo 3, he was like, Mum, have you ever played Diablo 1? And I was like, no, actually. Played Diablo 2, obviously played Diablo 3, and I never got a chance to play Diablo 1 because I never knew it existed at the time. And what happens now with PC games is if your PC is too good, it will not run really old games. And the only way you could get Diablo 1 for a very long time was if you had the original disc for it and had a PC that would be able to backtrack itself enough to be able to play it. However, upon investigation, I found this website where they have taken Diablo 1 and lots of other games as well, and you can now get them as direct downloads on the PC. So that was me down a little rabbit hole. I now have a ton of old games on my PC that didn't cost very much at all. I think I spent about £12-13, but I got Diablo, I got Mortal Kombat 1, 2 and 3, I got Dragon Age Origins Ultimate Edition, which is like 2 games in one. What else did I get? I got Thief, but something else as well. So I got like 8 games. I can't remember what the other one was, but I got 8 games for £12-13. So I was very happy about that. So that's me, like, reliving my youth and playing old computer games. They're good though. They're like nice and immersive, and you get that nice nostalgia hit. So it's been keeping me happy. And I think, what else? I think that's everything. So we've got Father's Day tomorrow, so the kids are all set up for that. They're at their dad's just now. They're coming back later on this afternoon. Because he has a thing tonight. And then they'll go back to his house tomorrow. Yeah. And for me, Father's Day is a bit of a funny one, because as much as I want my kids to appreciate their dad, and I want to make it like a special day for them, I don't have my dad anymore, so it's a bit of a like me and my dad had quite a precarious relationship, but you know, he's my dad, so it's a kind of bittersweet day for me. So I tend to just focus on the children and them celebrating their dad, because I think I said this last week, I think it is very important that children celebrate both parents, whether that's like a mum and a dad, or like a mum and a stepdad, or like a stepmom and a, you know what I mean, like if you have 2 people in your life who are bringing you up, you should be celebrating both of them, not just, I know there's a lot gets put onto Mother's Day, and I don't feel like Father's Day gets the same kind of, it doesn't get the same sort of press, does it? Everybody's like, oh, it's Mother's Day, Mother's Day, Mother's Day, and then when it comes to Father's Day, it's, oh yeah, it's Father's Day this weekend. Yeah, it's a little unfair, I think. So we always try and make a bit of a big deal about it. And the kids like making them stuff. And yeah, it's good for them. My 8-year-old has decided that he loves sewing. And he wants to sew all the things. He wants to make his own clothes. So we shall see how that goes. I don't let him do the cutting of things, and he's very supervised. I'm lucky enough to have a very nice sewing machine, and I can change my brain is saying temperature. No, not temperature, the speed. Oh, my brain. I can change the speed of the needle, so I can put it on super slow for him. I do actually have another machine, which is an old, like, basic machine that I started off with, and technically he could have that, but I can't change the speed on it. So at the minute, for the small amount of sewing that he's doing while he practices, he's on mine so I can put the speed right down for him. And he likes it. He loves the knee lift because his little feet struggle a bit to reach the pedals while, like, it's a lot for him to try and remember just because he's not had the practice yet. So he loves the knee lift, and he just wants to sew all the things. So we're going to be encouraging that under supervision. See how he gets on. He has very lofty aspirations, and I've told him he has to learn how to do like the basic stuff first, and then we can build up to the mega things that he wants to make. I think what we might do is have him make a quilt, because he likes doing patchwork. So I think I'll just cut some like big squares, get him to choose some fabrics and cut some large squares and sew them all together so he can make himself a patchwork quilt, because that should be fairly easy for him. If it's just like sewing the squares together, like it's just a bigger version of stuff that he's already done, and that's something he can do in bits as well. So, you know, he's 8, he doesn't have the longest attention span, so he could just like do it in bits, and eventually he will have a quilt that he could put on his bed, because they both have, on their bed at the minute, they both have their duvets, but they also have a handmade quilt each, which is what they use in the summer because it's a lot lighter, and they both have crochet blankets, and they both love them and use them a lot. So I think that might be a good place for him to start. Something nice and simple. It'll be a big project, so it'll be something that he'll be able to keep and something he'll be able to use and be proud of at the end of it. Whereas if he makes a cushion or something, you know, he's got quite a few cushions on his bed already, because that was his first thing that he said was, can I make a cushion? And I was like, well, yeah, you can, but you already have like 4 cushions on your bed. Like, okay, what else can I make? So yeah, that is going to be an ongoing project, but I'll let you see it. I might do, do you know what, I might do that as a little series as well, teaching my child to make a quilt. We'll see how he feels about that. He might not want to. That could be an idea. Right, I think that's everything. I said this was going to be short. We're still at 43 minutes. I'm sorry. I hope I've not waffled too much, and I will try and remember to link everything. I have my list in my little notebook. I will try and remember to link everything, and yeah, I will see you next week. I may see you this week for another Stitch Library. I may not. Hopefully next week I'll have some more finishes. Just this week's been incredibly busy, so although I have quite a few whips, I don't really have much in the way of finished objects. So yeah, hopefully next week I'll have more finishes. I'm hoping by next week I'll have this quilt done as well. It's not so much that it's going to be difficult to do, it's just going to be quite time consuming to do. So we'll see how I get on with that. Even if I can get the quilt top done this week, that's going to be an achievement. The hand quilting might take a while, but if I can get the top done, then I'll be happy. I'd like to get at least one of these blankets finished. I want to get my sock finished so I can cast on one of these. That's what I'm just going to have to cast on and see, I suppose. See how I get on with it. And if it's going to be a frustrating experience, just deal with it. Yeah. But yeah, if you've used that yarn on anything similar for socks and things, like I've used woven yarn before, but I don't think I've ever used woven wool yarn before. I think it's only ever been acrylics. So like Red Heart Boutique and things like that. I don't think I've ever used proper woven wool for crochet knitting. Right, anyway, I am off. So enjoy, have fun, take those 5 minutes for yourself. It is worth it. makes a massive difference. And I shall see you next week, if not before. Right, bye-bye.